Alright, so new video, I suppose. I've already kind of set up and started working here. I got it's finally warm enough to paint. As you can see here, I've already started taking it off. It is coming off super easy because well, it was a shitty paint job. The plan is I'm gonna scrub down. I'm not going back down to metal, not everywhere, because there are. I did notice a couple spots that I do kind of want to put just a little bit more weld in, and maybe I'll clean some stuff up here and there. Who knows? I do want to put a little bit more weld in spots up here around the head and the neck, and then I'm just gonna. Other than that, I'm just gonna scuff it off down to maybe the primer. Just really so the red paint's off and I got a nice surface to put some new stuff on. Alright, well, we got to strip down. Yeah. As good as I feel it needs to be. I'm gonna wire brush a couple spots. Like I said, I got a couple spots I wanna get just a little bit more weld. You see one right there. And then I'm gonna fill this in here. And then I might even actually around, oh, let me get up where you can see it, around the top here I didn't get, and then around the bottom here I didn't get that either. I think it's time to break out the welder and put fill the couple little spots in, and then I don't know, I might put a coat of primer on it today at the very least. We'll see what time it is when I get done messing with the welds and stuff. Well, I got the couple little tacks in. There wasn't really a whole lot that I had to tack up. It was just a few little spots up here and around the neck. Now, really, I was gonna time lapse the whole thing, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna real quick. I'm gonna wipe it down, wipe the whole. Well, first I'll get some, like, I don't know, 60 grit, 100 grit, somewhere in between there. Sandpaper and scuff it all real good. Then I will take the air compressor and blow it off, and I'll probably do primer, and then I'll bring you back. We got the primer coat on. Seems like it's going on pretty good, if I say so myself. I mean, I really don't want to jinx myself, I suppose, but yeah, I'm okay with this. Well, tried to sneak up on me, but I caught it this time. This is just the first light coat of the second stage, the second color. And there's just a couple little spots where it's doing that weird spider web thing. To my knowledge, that is impurities, like for whatever, like it could have been grease, or maybe I had some solvent that wasn't quite dissolved yet. I know for sure this big one on the other side here, this one here is 100% me. From the other side of the bike, I took my grubby mitt and grabbed it, set it down on there, blew it off, and I didn't think anything. Well, that's what you get for not thinking. So I'm gonna let this dry super good before I mess with it. I mean, I'm not gonna wait like till tomorrow. We're gonna come back today But I'm gonna go. I gotta run to town and grab some other little bits and bobs for the wheels. I started working on the wheels, and so that by the time I come back, this should be good enough to start messing with. My plan of attack is to on in the areas where I'm getting the little spider cracky stuff. I'll take. I used 120, I think it was, and so this time around I'll step down a little bit. I might go to 100 or something, and I'll scratch the whole thing, but I'll pay close attention to those spots, right? And then I'll get some solvent on a rag, wipe it down, and blow it off after I wipe it down and let it sit for 5-10 minutes before I start spraying it. That should take care of my issues. I suppose we'll find out though. So, pro tip, I guess. Um, Always remember to check and make sure that you hit record. Anywho, this is now at this point. I had mentioned, I believe one of the last things that I had spoken on was that I had started the wheels. This is the front wheel completely stripped down, and I got the bearings in. They roll amazing, as I hoped they would. This hardware, these two bolts you see there on either end of the axle there, that's stuff from the Stingray. Easy, all right. That just happened to fit because I went through. There was a whole mess of, see all the extra little nuts and bolts and stuff there. I got the axle that I was using is laying over there. I had at first, I guess I'll give you the rundown of how things went wrong. I had a different axle that was a lot longer from side to side, so I had plenty of room to play. And I got some nuts that have, you see, one side's flat, and the other side kind of has like a little bevel on it. And so I ran a tap through this side because the right before it tops out, the thread's cut off, so you couldn't run this all the way through. I couldn't run it. This is the flat side down. I couldn't run it all the way down. It would only go down so far and stop. And so I took a tap and ran it through on the top side there, and got it to run through upside down. And that was my idea behind that, was to hold the bearings in without going too much out onto the little black part, the little actual seal. So I guess what happened on one side, I got both of these tapped perfectly fine. I had to rethread the axle itself, did that perfectly fine. And I threaded one of these down on one side and went to go bring it back off because I was like, okay, cool. And about, I'd say probably about that far from the top of it, it crossed a thread and just chewed everything up. So I cut that one off there. I had extra room, so it was cool. And just yada yada yada, blah blah blah. It didn't work in the end. Obviously, I was luckily enough. I swapped the front rim on the Stingray for something different, and so the axle. I believe this axle and nut combo is off of the OEM, I guess, the original rim on the Stingray, and they just happen to fit. So yay me. I got it all. I got the spokes pretty well cleaned off, and then what I got now is I don't know. It's not exactly the warmest in here, but this is just a rim, so I might scratch it down and get it painted. I'm just painting the rim. I'm not painting any of the spokes or anything. Just the rim. It's just a semi-gloss black, nothing fancy. Yeah, I guess if the sun comes out, I can do a a reveal on the 4A frame there. It's done. You guys, I think, are going to see a time lapse of me putting the second coat and the third coat, but there was talking in there with like walkarounds and stuff that I guess apparently I didn't record or lost. So the gods did smile and gave us some sun. So yeah, I gotta say I like it. Now I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up on camera or not. Yeah. So you see that stuff, right? That looks like orange peel. That is intentional. That comes from the second color that I used, that silver. That's supposed to have that texture. It sort of makes the light shimmer off of it in a specific kind of way that I was looking for. But yeah, I'm super happy about that. I'll have to see if I can't get them wheels down pretty quick. I'm ready to start throwing stuff back together. Well, all right. So it's been a couple days since I was out here recording anything. I've been out here tinkering on stuff, but I haven't shot anything. Where I got to last was I was taking the freewheel on the rear rim, stripping all of this down. I didn't necessarily have to pull all of this apart, but now that I got it apart, I kind of got it to a point to where I have to like finish it. You know, I can't just slap it all. Well, I suppose I could, but if I slapped it all back together now and just hope for the best when it does break, I don't really have anybody to blame but myself. So may as well strip it completely the rest of the way down. I am currently waiting on, however, down in here is in order to get this piece out here, from what I'm aware, you kind of need a special socket, which I do not have. If I wasn't concerned with reusing this, I'm pretty sure I could get like a chisel or something and a hammer and just kind of beat on it, because there's little teeth on the inside of this that I can hook onto. I don't want to do that though. I want to get all of this off, clean it, re-oil all of it, and put it back on. So I'm trying not to destroy it. But so we're waiting on that. I should be here, I don't know, tomorrow, day after. I got the front wheel is done and put back together. I think that looks pretty sharp, especially once I clean the white wall off, you know, and get that looking good. I think that'll be just what Doc ordered. Then what I decided to do was I was going to start tearing into the rest of the parts for the 4A, and I got some. That's the brakes. This is, oh, I can't remember what they call it. It's the piece for the head unit, which I don't think I'm going to use, if I'm being honest. I might reuse the one I have and just clean it up, because this, I mean, I could get this to work, but I'd have to, so in the tube there, I'd have to shave the inside of that down, just like I did with the bearings for the front wheel. I don't really know if I want to do that or not. I haven't decided. I got other stuff that I can tinker with while I make that decision. I was going to do this is my new bottom end bearing assembly, I guess it would be called. This should slip right in. I've already tested it. I might have to, I don't know, I might have to take a mallet, like a rubber mallet or something, and kind of dunk it in. But it does, everything does fit. And then this just screws in through those. You got 3 bolts in there to hold these together. And that should be cool. Then I'll have to break out the jack shaft kit, because this, the pedal crank thing, I don't know, pedal crank rod, receiver, whatever it is. This one, I think I need to take out of this housing and then put a longer one in, because I have a wider pedal setup so that way my pedals, whenever I do pedal, I clear both sides of the engine and I'm not hitting anything. So there'll be some tinkering with that. I think honestly that might be what we do. I don't know. It's currently 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just getting up and turning all the lights on and everything else. I'm gonna go in, take an initial safety break, and get back out here and see what we can do. Well, so we're stuck into this right here. I got these outside brackets. I guess they would be the first thing that goes in, and they're supposed to slide down in there. They do for the most part, but I am having some clearance issues right here on these here. There's two of them. That's where this bottom, what's that, the rear swing arm, yeah, comes in and intersects here. I'll have to shave this down. I don't think I have to take it too far. They make it almost all the way seated, so I'll just shave off a little bit of one side of it on each side, and these should slide right in. Then I should be able to feed that through, and just from sort of doing a quick little mock-up, I don't think I'm going to have to replace the receiver part for your pedal cranks. I think this is going to be wide enough with those, because I got wide set crank arms for the pedal. So however wide this is, then the pedals are going to jut out even more than that. I think I have a grand total of like 10 inches in between there. Plenty of room for the pull start and the jack shaft should be. We'll have to figure that out as we go and and see when we get there, but this is what we're doing right now. Hey, look at that. That worked out pretty well if you ask me. Everything's in and smooth. It even kind of looks pretty neat sitting there just like that. I mean, I got to take it, I'll have to take it back out at least one side to get the gear, the crank, the sprocket wheel, or whatever it is. I think it goes on this side. I'm not sure. But yeah, I'll have to take one of the sides back off and put that on. And then there's kind of like a nut and bolt thing that goes in there. Pedals go. Should be, look at how much room I got. All right. There's more than enough room in there, hopefully, for an engine and a jack shaft kit and a pull start and all the other kind of stuff. Well, so hang on. Battery's dying, so we're gonna make this super fast. I got the top and bottom here cut out. I got these cut out. I need to remove these again because now I need to scratch it down one last time and put one final coat on. There we go. I got the last coat on. It turned out pretty decent. I had one little spot there I'm not super happy with, but I think it'll be fine. The fuel tank and stuff is gonna sit there and kind of hide some of my crimes. So yeah, I don't feel too bad about that. The rest of it looks amazing though. Now should be ready to just put in all my new bearings and stuff like that, and then once I get the neck bearings and stuff in there, I should be putting forks on and doing handlebars and all the relatively fun stuff. So we got the top and bottom bearing cups in, and then got the new 3-piece bearing set thing for the pedals all fastened in there. I had a little bit of trouble. I had to take them out and swap sides because I think they only screw in one way, or at least mine does. It only screws in one way, and one of these sides is labeled right on the bottom of it. It's got a left and a right, and so I'd to flip them around real fast. Did that. Got the stuff in there. Now, now I can start doing I can get the forks and get the handlebars and do all the, put the bearings in there, and I guess just keep moving from there until I decide to stop. Suppose I could have cleared some of the crap off the table, but there it is. Forks are on. I don't know when the other camera cut out, so we'll see how much of the footage of me putting all that crap on I actually got. I had to mess around with all of the stuff. I didn't wind up using a couple of the little washers and stuff that I had set aside. I was like, I might throw that in there. Maybe I'll need it. Turns out I didn't need everything. So now I can get the neck quill, the gooseneck thing down in there. Get the handlebars on. I've already, off camera, I've already put the new grips and the throttle, put the brake and the clutch, I put all of the stuff on the bars already, except for the mirror, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Alright, well, we're ready for wheels, at the very least, so I can get, I want to get the wheels on so I can get a stance over on top of it and get the handlebars straight when I put them on. So I'm going to clear this crap up a little bit so I can set it down. I will undoubtedly still need tools, so now I know you guys ain't gonna have a good view of this, so give me just a second. Make sure it's not going to fall over. Oh, here. Let me clear this crap up and I'll bring it back. There we go. That's better, isn't it? Now this rear wheel will undoubtedly have to come off again, but just for right now, all right, front wheel. Got her down on the ground. I got the kickstand on. I'm gonna throw the seat and the handlebars on real quick. And I don't know, I'll have to think, like, I've already kind of messed with the drive sprocket there on the pedals. And I don't know, I might have to rethink that a little bit. I don't know, we'll see. So right now, seat and handlebars. I believe I've gotten about as far as I'm going to get in this video. I got the handlebars on, the grips on, throttle, brake, clutch. The front fender went on. I got air in both tires, got the seat on. The rear fender, I need to mess with the little tab down there. And I don't know, at some point I guess I bent it one way thinking it was supposed to be that way, and I guess it needs to be bent the other way. Not a big deal, I just gotta bend a little tab. The one issue that's gonna be, I guess, in the next video for sure is my pedal freewheel, or whatever it's called. So you see those bolts on the back there. Well, when I fit this up against here, those bolts don't miss this. They hit this outer ring here. I guess I'll have to figure out some kind of spacing to put in there and use, but that'll be for the next video. I think that looks pretty good. I feel alright about it. I need to clean the white walls, do a bunch of little stuff still. give it a good wipe down. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I want to thank everybody for watching. Like, subscribe, share, do all the normal stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.